So we're back once again. You know, we do this podcast every day, right? I know most people don't listen to this podcast, and if you do, you don't listen every day. But we're here every day. We talk
We are
about
here
whatever.
every day.
We're always wrestling, figures, whatever happening in the world, K-pop. You know, we're talking about everything here. But
Yeah.
today we're going to talk about classic WWE storylines during the summer. Like every year after WrestleMania, WWE has like WrestleMania, then they have like Backlash and have the WrestleMania rematches essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would buffer around like around Mayish, and this would be the pickup, like the hook for like the summer storyline. And I noticed WWE doesn't really do that anymore, or they don't attempt to make it like a big deal like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on this like trip of like watching 2003 Kane from the time he unmasked to all the way up until when he fought Shane McMahon in the Last Man Standing match in September. And I don't know, they don't do these hook storylines. Like, what do you think, Mike?
I don't know, because like I remember watching. The only reason I remember the Kane unmasking is because I had that Raw, like, what was it? It was like the Raw
15th
15th
anniversary.
anniversary. Yeah, and I used
Yeah,
to
that
watch
was
that
like a classic
religiously.
DVD. That was like you put that thing in, you could like watch like you could catch up on Raw if you never watched wrestling in your life.
Oh, dude, I used to watch disc 2 and 3. Not so much disc 1, but I definitely used to watch disc 2 and 3 over and over again. Like, I mean,
So
I
like
would
you
watch those
skipped like the
moments.
first like the new generation era, like the too much gimmick characters up until you probably started watching like 97, 98 ish.
Yeah,
Like the
like
Rise
there was some
Austin,
stuff
Rock.
on. I mean, okay, now that I think about it, mostly 3. I don't remember what was on, but like 3 was like the go-to because I had like, Cena coming to Raw, and then what else did it have? I remember it always had.
Raw, that's 05.
I remember it always had in the back Hornswoggle winning the Cruiserweight Championship, but they never had a moment on there.
I don't remember that. Was that
Yeah,
06?
yeah. So that was. The other moment was on there was the DX impersonates the McMahon
Oh,
family.
that's 06. So you're probably watching 04, 05, 06.
Yeah, around that time. Because
Didn't
yeah,
have
that
the
was
Jericho coming back was like the last thing I remember. Maybe.
no,
Okay.
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but it's been a while. But I just remember like the more current stuff is what I watched all the time.
Well, it makes sense because you're like you just want to. When you start watching wrestling, you want to like catch up like the first 5 years of what you missed. Because when you start
Yeah,
going back, you're like, oh, this looks old. If you never watched it,
yeah. So when
like
I
I watched,
watched Kane Unmasked,
I
that
watch that Attitude Era stuff now. I'm like, damn, this is like back in the I guess the tens now. If you
hmm
started watching like 80s stuff, you're like, this is okay, but like it just seems so old.
yeah, and it's like I mean, here's the thing. Um, since okay, so when I first started, because like I remember when people like when people make videos, they were like, "Oh, I've been a fan since since I was born. I remember like watching it when I was 1. I remember going to an event when I was 2, and here's my ticket to show it, Ravi." And like it's things like that where like everybody wanted to one up each other back in like the YouTube days,
Oh
and
man, I used to say like I actually don't know when I started watching wrestling because my parents watch wrestling, my brothers watch wrestling,
yeah,
so I would automatically just say 3 or 4 because like whatever.
dude, I used to. Okay, so I had my grandparents bought me like a bunch of toys. Like I had like an IC title. I had like a bunch of figures from like 2001, 2002. And so I used to say that I watched wrestling like 2001, 2002 because I had the figures and I like my grandpa would watch it like religiously. I just really didn't get into it until like 04, 05. So yeah, I used
Like
to. Yeah, it's crazy.
for me, I watched wrestling in the '90s. I remember like I've all watched something. It's like triggering. Like your mind's like, oh, I remember this for some reason.
Yeah.
But like I remember there's a time in like 2000 where I didn't watch any wrestling. Like that was like the weird like I hate wrestling. I don't want to watch this. I feel
hmm
like it was 2000 when I took a break for maybe 18 months probably.
Okay. Because because like that the old stuff, like if it's even like I mean, even in the Attitude Era, like the stuff that around that time, like if it wasn't from 2000, I don't know, 2004 to current, I just didn't care about it. Like I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't sit down and watch like a Ric Flair match or
Mhm.
something. But now, like as I got like as the years went by, I remember like Breach kind of like forced me to watch that Ric Flair and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat like
Chi-Town,
Chi-Town
Rumble.
match with Dave in the front row. And like that at the time, like it was okay when I watched it, but I feel like now because I'm more appreciative of not wrestling particularly, but just like what life was like back in these times, like in the the 80s and the 90s, like the fact that like this camera's capturing it and what was going on like inside the arena. Look at how everyone looks. Like I like the retro vintage vibe of like the
Well, you
wrestling.
feel a little
So
nostalgic because like, oh, it's like a time before I wasn't even around, and it's like everything looks so weird.
and
I feel
like
like that's why like Stranger Things is such a popular show
yeah,
because it's so like 80s ish. It's like,
dude,
oh, this looks so
that mall just hits, like, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't even around at the time, but just seeing all those vintage like, vintage places, it's just it's I don't know, it's just like it's cool,
nostalgia definitely hits people hard because
especially
like look at it
recently.
now, dude. We're freaking collecting old shit that we're like, oh, why do we buy this when we were like whatever? Or why didn't we keep this? And now it's like Throwback Thursday every day.
I mean, look at like vinyl records. Like that made a comeback, and I feel like VHS tapes are gonna make a comeback. I know it sounds
It's
ridiculous
just weird.
now, but
VHS tapes is like the worst because at least with a vinyl you could like keep it pristine. But
yeah.
VHS tape, if you use it too much, it'll just rip apart. Like for some
Oh
reason,
yeah.
like even artists now like are releasing like cassette tapes. I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
like,
I have
I
a
get
bunch of those.
I think cassette tapes, but it's like you're never gonna play it.
Yeah, it's more of like just have like I bought it with one of the 21 Pilots albums because it's like it's another form of the album. So it's like I got it on CD, I got it on digital, I got it on vinyl. Now I have it on like a tape. And it's just like one of those things where um like it's just I don't know, when you think about how a vinyl plays music, how a CD even plays music, how a tape plays music, how a VHS tape plays of a show, like like when you really sit there and think about it, like I get this way sometimes, and like when you really think about like how is that possible? How is this little pin on this piece of like plastic making a noise that is like all these like electronic beats and these drums and this guitar and stuff like that, and it hurts my head because I'm like you know what, it just happens and I'm gonna go with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I that's why I've been holding on my DVDs because like I feel like there's gonna be a time where people are gonna be like, oh, I wish I had my DVD collection and just like pop in a DVD and just throw it in. As weird as that sounds right now, because everyone's like, oh, I could just go stream it. I feel like there will be a day where everything comes back around one day, and everyone's like, oh, I
Well,
want this.
yeah,
Like I wanna feel it. I
I
don't.
want to own it.
So digital, everything's so electronic. I feel like a lot of people on this minimalist style, and then sometime around it'll come back like, I want to collect this stuff again.
Like it's the artwork, it's the look, it's the feel. Like when you open up like a best of SmackDown 2010 DVD, like you want to see the artwork, you want to like
Bro,
you just
remember
want
we
to
used
like
to
own it.
out. I used to like wait for those. Remember like they used to post like, oh, the DVD cover, and when
Yeah,
they inserts, everyone like, oh man, I like how cool that is. And people
yeah,
used to literally open up like when I used to have a small DVD collection, I used to open up and like display them as like pieces
art. Yeah, I
because
mean,
like they were like so well designed. Like it was so crazy how much design. Like the DX one, I'd open up and I would like sometimes I would pull the flap things like, oh, like it looks kind of cool, right? Or
I
like those
mean,
like best of the '90s classics where you had like all the wrestlers. Like a lot of my favorites are on there, so I'd open up and like make it like a triangle display.
yeah, because like when you're saying that, and like the Punk DVD, so I wanted the Blu-ray and the DVD. So I bought the DVD like the day, like the I don't know, like the Tuesday before because it was like out early. So I wanted to try to find it. I got the DVD because I wanted the artwork, and then I got the Blu-ray for like the special features and stuff. So like to have like that artwork, it was a big deal. Like that's the same thing with WrestleMania 31. I have both. I want to get the Kevin Owens DVD. I only have the Blu-ray right now. And here's the thing. It's the same thing that I look at it with like the stock market when I jumped in with Penn, is because like nobody is buying this right now. Nobody's buying DVDs right now because it's all on the network. Well, what happens if the network, like I know this is crazy, but what happens if like the network just like isn't making them money anymore? Like, and it's
I feel
losing
like
money.
there will be a day for a pullback where it's like you have to pay more for this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
when it goes to
Everything's
fourteen
always going to go up
dollars,
in price,
when
and
it
then you're
goes
gonna be like, well, I don't want this anymore.
when it goes to $14 and that's like it's $14 for the network. If I want to watch Kane Unmasked from the summer of whatever, and like I have to pay $14 for that, and I still have to pay on top of that for the pay-per-views like ESPN does. What ESPN Plus, they have it like that where
Oh
you have
yeah,
to pay like a
I feel like
fee.
there will be a day where WWE's gonna be like, we messed up, and they're gonna cut a
Oh
deal with someone else and get like pay-per-views are gonna be gone off the network.
yeah,
Because
and
people complain about like, oh, AEW is charging this much, then they don't realize how much business, how much money they're actually making for charging that much, like that pay-per-view money.
And that's the day that like that's the day when I say I'm glad that I bought, I'm glad that I found WrestleMania 16 for $3 because now I could watch it if I want to. You know what I mean?
I bought WrestleMania 17 off a used site. I think $35, which was like a
Really?
steal at the time. At
Yeah.
2010, it to go for
I,
70.
oh, in
It came.
2010.
Yeah. It came. It's sealed.
I well, that's pretty crazy. That's sealed. I
Like
got it at half price
I didn't
books.
realize it
It's
was sealed till
40.
like a month later because I was like, oh, I got the DVD and I threw it in the thing. Like I didn't even
Uh,
open it. I didn't even look at it because I got like a lot.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, this thing's sealed.
Dude, when I found that at the store, that was like I paid $40 for that at a half price books because I was like,
That's like the holy grail. That's like one of the grails of like DVD collection, like WrestleMania, owning all the WrestleMania DVDs.
well, I mean, because I have volume, what is that, 3 of the anthology set, but that had the blurred out logos. So I always wanted to own every single DVD of WrestleMania, like the original ones, not the ones that they've re-released and are rare now. I wanted to have 15 all the way through. Right now I'm at 31. So one day when 32 through 36 go on sale, then I'll buy those. But
It's
I
crazy how
own
I haven't bought a DVD since 2014. And then some days I think I have like the itch, like just like
mhm.
maybe I should just go back and start collecting. Then I'm like, I don't need any of this. Like I'm gonna go back and be like, I don't need this.
Yeah, I buy a lot of Blu-rays, like the movies like Star Wars and like the John Wicks and Deadpool and stuff. And I wanted to, before Disney Plus was released, I wanted to own every single Marvel movie in the MCU, just because I wanted to one watch them and two, um, just have them in the collection. But that's kind
Yeah.
of like because that's so crazy of like a thing to do. I'll just stick with the thing. So, but yeah, I mean, it like with the DVD collecting, it kind of goes back to, well, if it's on the network, like, would you be watching, the Summer of Kane Unmasked if it wasn't for like the network? Like, would you
No,
be
because I
like,
haven't
which
been watching on the
DVD?
network. I just search it up on YouTube and just be like, all right, here we go. Because they're all clipped up. Like if WWE put like Summer of Kane '03, I would literally just press play. But they don't have that. And I don't feel like skipping through every Raw to go find it. So I'm
No,
lazy.
I
I
know.
just want to go search on YouTube, Kane Unmasked, and then someone usually has a playlist, and I just watch through like those 6 minute clips of
What they
each
should
segment.
do, what they should do, and this is kind of like, per Wrestling Observer doing every Nitro and every Raw, like from 18 years ago, whatever, 19 years ago, they should have a playlist where you press play and like you pick a year, you press play. Let's say it's 2012. No, screw that. Let's say it's 2011. You can press play on Monday Night Raw, whatever from Vegas, and then like you get the Punk promo, and then you go to like SmackDown, and then you go to the next Raw, then you go to SmackDown, and then you go to the next Raw, SmackDown, next Raw, and then you go to the pay per view. Like
Yeah.
so it's in order that way. Um, because I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Like to go back and just press play on a like plus Pray, dude. I
Press.
don't know how to.
Hey,
I'm having
dude,
a
you gotta
hard time.
press the play button like WrestleMania 31 you went to. The play button.
Yes. So and then you can start with Raw and then watch it all the way through to the pay-per-view. So it's the build-up of these different shows and stuff like that, and you know.
I'm surprised they don't just have Summer of Punk 2011. Like, you know what I mean? Or they
Yeah.
don't,
So
or maybe they don't want to show how botched they did that at the end of it when they made Del Rio cash in, and then they made Triple H beat him,
well, you can stop it after
and then after it's like,
Money in the Bank.
no, you could stop it after he comes back and beats Cena and just like retains the title.
That's true. Yeah, just cut it right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
There's a Summer of Punk.
but what was I gonna say? Yeah, friend of the show,
And
mutual friend of the show made me like a DVD of all the Raws and SmackDowns of Punk's like segments leading up to Money in the Bank 2011.
I think,
So
remember, isn't that thing people were like trying to sell it on thing? I think I bought one, didn't I?
for what?
If I can't remember who I bought it from, I feel like I bought that.
The
Am I crazy?
Summer Punk, the WWE Summer Punk
Yeah,
compilation that
yeah.
friend of the show, mutual friend of the show made.
I feel like I did.
Yeah,
Am
I
I
don't
crazy?
remember. Maybe I
Um,
advertised it.
you never advertise it?
No, I did. I made
Oh,
an
you did?
unboxing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did. I don't remember. It might be somewhere in there, or maybe not. I'm gonna be wrong. I have like I can't remember what the site was called, but they would just do like burn stuff, and it was like you could get like any compilation of anything you want.
I know
So I have like
exactly what you're talking about.
Sting. I think it's banned forever now, but like it had like Sting. It was pretty much the history of Sting, like when he became Crow Sting, came back as Crow Sting, his whole 18 months till he wins the title against Hogan.
It was the network before you can just click play. You had to like download it, torrent it, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
like I have
that's how you watch your wrestling.
I think $30 and it's like a three like I don't know how much DVDs are in there. I think like 10. It's like a three box
Mhm.
sets essentially
There's
of
a
like
there's a very big Rangers fan who might be 12, who might not be 12, who let me use his account for that website.
oh, okay. Oh, I also have like I remember like I think Breach used to like talk about it. Like I have like the history of like ECW title, like all the title changes.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty nice. Like it was nice. Like they had like the artwork on the front. They printed like nice things on the DVDs. Like it was cool. Like I have some of those.
And now it's all on the network, and then one day, like here's the thing, and we can like kind of like end on this. Like, I think until he sold his stuff, I think Gemini had a good thing going. Like he had any show he could think of,
I didn't
any
know Gemini
match.
sold stuff. When did he sell the
Oh
stuff?
yeah, he sold his stuff a couple of years ago. Like, yeah, that was a big deal. The only one who has all their stuff now is Breach, and probably one day when he sells that stuff, I'll be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna fly out
Oh,
for the
me,
weekend.
dude, I
And
have everything.
so like that's like there's only a few people that are
I
left
have
because
literally have everything up until when the network starts.
okay, well there you go. Then if I need to go DVD shopping, I can go to your room
Not
because
that lot is all or nothing.
oh dude, forget that noise.
It's so perfect. You know what I mean? Like why would I break it up?
You have every single compilation too.
Yeah, everything.
You
Every
have
every.
every DVD that was released.
I think I have other than like the FYA Trish Stratus collector's edition and like a couple of those like I think like Eddie Guerrero had those like little single DVDs, an FYE or something.
That's pretty
Like
crazy.
like the Raw tribute and SmackDown tributes.
So if you want to watch like Elimination Chamber 2012, you can just go
Oh
pull
yeah,
that from your
you just
DVD shelf.
yeah, I have everything. I have every single thing from the first DVD ever released. I even have those stupid Diva ones that I collected because I was just like never gonna watch these, but I need them in my collection.
Yeah,
Like there's like terrible like photo shoots essentially.
I respect.
It's like why do I have these?
I remember I think I got it was either 2012 or 2013 where I have every single show from that year. That was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. And I used to like I even had like a review on my channel. It's like review
Maybe
WWE
it's 2011.
DVDs or 2002 DVDs.
Did you always get the Blu-rays of the WrestleManias or
Yeah, I got
the
both.
shows?
I used to get both.
Because I got WrestleMania 27 from 7-Eleven.
I have I have them all. I have them all. I didn't have them. I literally stopped collecting once I went to WrestleMania 30. I don't own WrestleMania 30. And one day I'm gonna be like, why didn't I buy this? Because it'll be like $80 one day for some reason.
I would hurry and buy it. You know what I'm thinking? I have an idea. Okay, I think because the Taker thing is weird. Like I don't know what the deal is with that, but I don't think it's happening like Sunday.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, so let's like talk about every single year from the past decade. So start with 2010 and just talk about it. Just talk about what we remember. And then we like every Sunday we'll pick a different do a different year. So it'll be 2010, 2011, 2012. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to match up. We got to match up because yeah, that makes sense.
I like that idea. Yeah, like it doesn't even have to be like a planned thing. We can just like talk about what we remember. So,
Bro, we should talk about that Nexus storyline because I got a rant ski on
well,
that for like to this
tune
day.
in tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, and we'll talk about the year 2010. So,
And that's like the year we all started watching YouTube videos. So it's like correlation
kind of. I mean, I was a little bit earlier, but
for YouTube wrestling YouTube.
oh, okay. Well, yeah. In that
I've been
case,
watching
then
YouTube videos since like 2007 or
yeah.
six.
Okay. Well, yeah. Wrestling. Watching people talk about wrestling 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2010. There we go.
All right. Well, that's
Podcast,
it.
bro. We're here every day. If you're not here every day, that's fine. Just watch the next episode. I don't know where I
Every
was.
single Thursday on WeLoveColt.com,
Make sure
Stitcher
you
Radio,
comment,
and iTunes.
subscribe. If you probably subscribed if you watch us every, or if you're even listening to this at this point of 20 something minutes, and give it a like ski, dude. I like those likes. It makes me feel better.
We gotta start. We gotta start this saying hit the like.
Yeah, give me a like skis. Make me feel better.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Talk to you again after a while.
Everyone's in the thumbs.